Hey, we're here with Jenni Schaefer, and Jenni is a girl that I've come to respect quite a bit. I say girl. I call all of us girls, even if we're women. But anyway, Jenni's the author of a great book called Life Without Ed, and we've got it here on the page. You can check it out. What I love about this book, it is one of the most practical books I've ever found on eating disorders, specifically on short little nuggets of truth. And so if you've checked out the Recovery Toolbox section of our site, for example, you'll see Jenni sharing with you some of those little nuggets of truth. But Jenni, you know, thanks for being here with us, and thanks for writing that book. And can you tell us a little bit about why you wrote Life Without Ed? Excuse me, I want to get it right.
Well, first of all, I'm really, really excited to be a part of your project. I'm really happy to be here. And my book really came from my struggle with my eating disorder. I never thought I would write a book as a child, but when I started struggling and got into recovery, I had a passion to help other people just like you. My eating disorder started when I was 4 years old. I was actually in dance class and I already thought I was fat. I have my dance costume here. I thought I would show it to you. When I was 4, I wore this costume and I already thought I was fat when I should have been dancing around having fun in this. And those thoughts escalated throughout high school and college till I finally got help at 22. And at that point, I thought I want to do whatever I can to help other people to not have these struggles from the time they were 4 to 22.
See, okay, so now I have to ask the question a lot of people are thinking, at 4, I mean, I've had an eating disorder, but it started much later. How at 4 did you have the idea that you were fat? Was it the other girls in the dance class or the dance teacher or the parents, or what was going on that gave you that idea?
You know, I really don't know exactly. I do know that eating disorders stem a lot from low self-esteem, tendencies toward perfectionism. I believe that was already rooted in me at that age. I also know that eating disorders tend to have a genetic link, and they're starting to prove that. I really think I had a genetic link to my eating disorder. So that's what I've discovered so far.
So there was someone in your family, in your bloodline, that had an eating disorder, and you kind of think it was maybe linked to that. And then perfectionism, just part of your personality, that you had a perfectionistic personality. I'm sure you don't anymore, right? You're cured of that.
I laugh about that because just saying I had a perfectionistic type of personality is a drastic understatement. I had a very, very, very perfectionistic personality. In college and high school, a 99 was not good enough for me. I had to have 100 on all my classes. And the eating disorder really was a safety net to my perfectionism. It really was an underlying issue of my perfectionism. My perfectionism was about constant self-criticism, low self-esteem, and painful, unrelenting perfectionism. It was not about food and weight, which is what everybody thinks, which I think is a lot about your work, which I admire so much, is you get the truth out about eating disorders that so many people don't get out.
Well, and you have a prop for that too, don't you? So why don't you share that with us?
Yes, when I was in group therapy for the first time, I was angry, I was upset, I was crying, and my therapist handed me a pillow and said, "Here you go, Jenni, do whatever you want with this pillow." He said, "You look angry." And this is what's left of the pillow. I tore a floor pillow to shreds. I destroyed furniture. I was not charged for it, by the way. I destroyed furniture. I did not destroy furniture because I was scared of the food in my refrigerator, and I did not destroy furniture because I wanted to look like the girl on the cover of a magazine. I realized that I was angry enough to destroy a pillow because of the underlying issues, because of the anger, because of the pain, because of everything I'd been holding in. That's why this pillow is now cotton in shreds.
Yeah, so people are always like focusing, or they'll say, you know, why don't you just eat a little more, or, you know, just get with the program, or if you're an overeater, they'll say, you know, why don't you just go on a diet? But they're not thinking about the shame, the perfectionistic tendencies, the identity issues and all that that's really underneath, right? So.
Oh yeah, I love you used just a lot in those statements, and our favorite one for people in recovery is, why don't you just eat? Mm-hmm. My therapist actually made a bumper sticker, just eat, for us to hang on our refrigerators as a joke, because that is such an understatement of what it's like to be in recovery. Mm-hmm. There's so much more than just eating. It's about so much more, and I think that's why we're here today.
So what was it? I know that recovery is a journey and there's a lot of aspects to it. Of course, you've documented a lot of those in your book. But pick one thing that was the greatest help to you in overcoming your eating disorder, and what would that be?
I think overall, the greatest thing that helped me overcome my eating disorder was just the ultimate concept of hope. I think nobody recovers if you don't have hope. And that's an ultimate concept, is you have to have hope.
And so where did you get that hope? What gave that to you?
In the beginning, I had no hope. I thought I was the one person who wouldn't recover. My therapist, Tom Rutledge, actually said, okay, you don't have hope, you can borrow some from me. And he gave me hope. He let me borrow his hope. And I borrowed it for a while until I could get my own. And I saw other people who had recovered, and I realized that they had done it, and I started realizing I could, and then I had my own hope.
Well, so you've heard a little bit of Jenni's story. We're going to actually do another segment with her, so you can check that out, and check out her book, Life Without Ed. I promise you, you're going to find it a quick read and a helpful book full of lots of good little tools. So thanks for being here, and we'll see you again in a little bit.
Thank you so much.